Hello everybody, Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI Online. In the last episode, as part of the Apocalypse Nigh questline, we had to head back into the main Prometheans to gather some key items. And then we headed back to Alteu and had to basically face all of the big antagonists that we've had to deal with in the game so far. They were trying to return, and so we basically called them out of the crystal and defeated them all once again. And we personally had to actually fight Camlino and Eldnarsh, so we took them out and then got rid of them. And as part of that whole sequence, a lion reemerged from the crystal, unconscious, so she is now back. So what we need to now go do is talk to Gilgamesh, which I had to wait. I have done. So we should be able to head to Norg and go talk to Gilgamesh. And as you can see, I've switched back to Ranger, because most of our big fighting at the end of Chains of Prometheia is now done. So we can drop to a lower level job to move on. So let's head to Norg to do the last thing we need to do, and then we can wrap up all of the Chains of Prometheia material. Alright, Gilgamesh, your daughter's back. Oh, we actually came in here. Usually stuff happens when we just touch the door. Good to see you. So you and your friends are the landlubbers what saved her, hey? Don't you worry none, she be sleeping it off like a salad that's too fond of Opo brew. The whole ordeal's left me a girl a bit under the weather, but she'll pull through. Hasn't stopped her talking my ears off, of course. Can't get a word in edgewise. I just be glad that my girl ain't forgotten about me. Even after walking the plank into the great beyond, she still remembers her old man. May not be my daughter by blood, but she's still the apple of my eye. I do believe a reward would be due you. Yeah. Let's see. You can have a pick of one of my treasures. I'll be giving whatever's left to your mates what helped you. Alright, so we gotta pick an earring. None of them are really worth anything. None of them are really that useful. I think among them, like the two most useful are going to be the ethereal earring, which HP plus 15, attack plus 5, evasion plus 5, and converts 3% of damage taken to MP. Is good for a paladin, I would guess. Then there's the hollow earring, which is Dex plus 2, Accuracy plus 3, Ranged Accuracy plus 3, Sword Enhancement, Spell Damage plus 3. I mean, that could be useful for my ranger. Yeah, we'll get it. Here, that'd be a treasure unlike any you'll ever see again. Don't go losing it over the side of no stinking ferry. I almost be forgetting. My girl wants you to pummel some beasties that have been haunting her dreams. Stuff of nightmares, she says. Don't make much sense to me, but I'd be guessing you'll be knowing the truth of it. If you ever need an old pirate's help, just let me know. Alright, so that's it. A thing that I mentioned about stuff from Lion's Nightmares is if you want to change which earring you have or get the rest of them, you can just redo everything. Yeah, because it is going to be a better earring than what I'm currently using. But there's a lot better options out there these days. Once I decide to actually go grab some proper gear. Alright. So, with that done, that's it. We are done with Change for Mathia. And we are now on the Treasures of Ot-Urgen. So, we actually have started this story. The Treasures of Ot-Urgen quest line. Our missions. So we have we're on the President Salahim mission. We have become employed as a mercenary with Salahim's sentinels. So. Let's go. Oh yeah, and this month looks like that they have unlocked there's these like Moogle abilities that get unlocked every month and they change, and they have I don't even remember how they actually get unlocked. But one of the ones this month is Swift Shoes, which basically if you just sit and recover HP for a little bit, you'll get a buff up here that increases movement speed, and it'll stack up the longer you sit resting. So there, yep. Which increases movement speed. Only in certain areas, so if I leave a zone that is affected by that, it'll go away. Just in case you're wondering why I'm moving so fast. Alright, traveling to another home point. West Ot-Urgen, Ot-Urgen Whitegate, home point 1. No, we want to head to home point 2. Alright, so I don't exactly remember how far I got. So, I know what mission I'm on, so we're just going to walk through the various steps of this mission. So, we need to head to Rytal here. Talk to him. Welcome to the Commission's Agency. You have completed mercenary registration procedures? One moment, please. I've you registered as Tuna under Salahim Sentinels. Your paperwork appears to be in order. I shall now give you an explanation of Assault, the main type of work we have available here at the Commissions Agency. Assault is a name given to a series of missions being conducted by the Imperial Army in the heart of enemy territory. Our function is to commission mercenaries with these missions as set forth by the Empire. To participate in assault missions, you must first obtain an Imperial Armor ID tag, and the Imperial Armor ID tag will identify you as a legitimate assault participant. The personnel at this counter will provide you with an Imperial Army ID tag, but please be aware that only one can be issued every 10 minutes, Earth time, and are only able to hold up to 3 for you. Mercenaries that have confirmed the mission will not be issued an Imperial Armor ID tag. To once again become eligible to receive an Imperial Army ID tag, please report to the counter after completing an assault mission. Next, I will explain how to sign up for assault missions. Like, this is just explanation about how to do assault, which is kind of the repeatable missions that you can do here to get, you know, Imperial setting and stuff. It's not really that important. Yeah, basically explaining how this all works. This is... I have to talk to this guy as part of the mission to advance it. But, yeah, this is not important right now. Alright, just give me a second. Okay, there we go. This is the breakdown of Assault, which I won't be doing on screen, so again, it doesn't really matter. They're just like quick little repeatable missions. Alright. So, we need to go talk to Vana'diel. Oh, I can always never remember how you get anywhere. I have to go to the bottom floor. Alright. Talk to Vana'diel. I forgot to mention about Mog Lockers. Seeing as we're so concerned with the welfare of our employees, we offer a Mog Locker service to each mercenary for their own personal use. You know how much a hassle can be carrying around all your equipment and materials with you while you're trying to do your job? Of course, you gotta turn out your own pockets for it. You're gonna have to talk to Fabrun in Stone Serpent Square if you want details on how to use a Mod Locker. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, get to work. That's an order. Okay. Now, yeah, she tells us how to go unlock Mog Lockers, which I'm not worried about right now. But in order to get her to talk to us again, we have to go zone. So, I need to go... pop across zone line somewhere, and then we can go back. So let me take care of that. Alright, took care of that little bit, and I went the wrong way. So now we head back to Vana'diel. We're probably going to have to talk to her a bunch, or several times. We'll see. Oh, well, if it isn't Tuna, how you been? Getting used to the way things are done around here? You're in luck, because I happen to be in a pretty good mood today. Our profits have been starting to look up since you joined us. Maybe you brought us some luck, traveler. I've got this persistent feeling something good is going to happen today. I have returned. Oh no, we did get the right cutscene. Oh, it's him. It's about time. What the hell took you so long? Did you deliver a supplies package to every blasted member of the Immortals? How dare you? Oh, but surely you didn't get lost on the way, or get your supplies package stolen, or anything like that now, did you? Wouldn't make a difference even if you were the Sandorian... if you were the Sandorian Temple Knights... You will call me... Rylafal. Oh, that was your name. You look an awful lot like Prince Trine of Sandoria, Rylafal. Just saying. Doesn't forgive me. These damn foreign names are so hard to remember. You're gonna have to write that one down before I forget you completely, Sir Knight. You would do well to remember. Lend me that sheet of parchment. You gotta be pulling my tail. How in blazes do you read this? Rylafan? You pronounce that like really fun or something? That's no N. The last letter's an L. I tell you, an L. I have a really weird sense of humor, Sir Riffin, but I'm afraid you won't get any chuckles that way in Alt-Urgan. Our comedy is much more sophisticated than your nation's, obviously. But whatever, you've accomplished your task, which means you finally made it into Solitude Sentinels. At least that says something for you. Well then, Riffle, welcome to the world of private second class. You better prepare yourself for the jobs they're gonna give you. Second class? Tuna, don't just stand there with your head in the clouds. Be a good role model and drum some mercenary spirit into this gentleman. Everything should be just peachy now, right? Riffle? Hey you, private second class. My name is pronounced Rylafal. There you go. Rylafal, it's not that difficult. You must learn to address me with respect. Hey Riffle, wake up and smell the roses. Just who do you think you are anyway, a prince? Most certainly not. Alright then, clean your ears out and listen up close. This is my board, and you are my pawns. You're expendable and easily replaceable. I can't stand this absurdity no longer. Adventurer, do you find no fault with Nadja's foul attitude? She thinks she is a queen, but she is most certainly not. Obviously, you don't know beans about being a mercenary. Get out there in the mud with the boys and do your job. The next thing, you can be rolling in gill instead. I have no room here for sniveling bellyachers. Find something better to do with your time than grumble and moan. Drag this puck-brained adventurer to the commission's agency and have him sent off on the most hazardous task they can dig up. I refuse. I need no escort. In addition, I must attend a previous engagement. I will venture to the agency on my own time. You... Good-for-nothing, mutton-headed son of a troll. And I was in a good mood, too. Even if I were you, I'd curse the luck that brought you here. Go, and don't let that clot out of your sight. He's pissed off the boss. Alright. Now, I should be able to talk to Arkaba here. Me? Yes, I'm here to answer all of your mercenary questions. Is there anything you'd like to know before we get started? Not really. Mercenary assessments? Your current patients are doomed to be meeting with President Naj's spiky friend. If you want to dig yourself out of the pit, you gotta hit the commission's agency and run up some successful assault missions. That's the only option left to you. Alright, nothing right now then. You know all there is to know, do you? Well then, time to get to work, soldier. Alright, probably good there. Alright, so we're on to the next thing. We've been tasked with keeping an eye on Rifle. Alright, so we need to head to G11. Over there. And we're looking for Kakarun. There's Kakarun. A Kakiran. Alright, Kakarun got cheap info, yeah? You got big Gil? Kakarun got big info. You looking for something? You need big info? Hohorun? A mercenary lady look for Elvon with shiny armor? Oh, there he is. Oh, maybe Kakarun see him, maybe Kakarun not see him. Mercenary lady, Kakarun like things that go clink clink, yeah? Do we have an Imperial Bronze piece? I don't think I do. well, Kakaroon like other types of clink clink. I have 1,000 gil. I certainly do. Oh, trade? You trade to Kakaroon, yeah? Cheap info. Kakaroon only need 1,000 gil, yeah? So we need to trade him 1,000 gil. Kakaroon loved the sound of clink clink, yeah? Now, mercenary lady here, big info. Is that shiny armor Elvan? That cost me 1,000 gil. Hmm? Ah, you are the adventurer I met in Salahim Sentinels. Surely you did not track me down at the behest of that foul-mouthed feline. Or perhaps you are here in search of information as well? Well, the particulars are not important. What matters is that we are both foreigners here, and have you not noticed anything suspicious about this place? You recruit mercenaries with what approaches desperation and are surrounded by fiends more bloodthirsty than the most savage orc. And yet this grand empire has such a small standing army. The more I investigate, the more I encounter the strangest things. Strange? You want to hear strange? Oh, Rune. Kakaroon knows something strange. What's this? Well, out with it then. Shiny Elvan is scary. But it's okay. Everyone here know this strange thing. Kakaroon will tell you without clink clink. You don't forget kind Kakaroon, yeah? Most strange thing in Alzabi is the astral cadence. Oh, astral candy sense is what he said. All who come to Alzabi want to see this thing, yeah? Astral candescence? Yeah, astral candy sense. Shiny Elvan not know that big info, yeah? You and Shiny Elvan are mercenaries, yeah? You new to Alzabi? I have heard of this object. An acquaintance of mine made some mention. Horun? It's spinning, always spinning. Very pretty, yeah? This warrants further investigation. Shiny Elvan, you not forget kind Kakaroon. You learn big info from Kakaroon. Next time you bring clink clink. Very shiny, yeah? Kakaroon will never forget shiny Elvan. Shiny Elvan will come back to Kakaroon with clink clink. Alright. Now, we need to go enter Walara Temple. Way over there, so. Head over to home point 2. Welcome to Walara Temple. Our door is always open to those seeking knowledge. And why might a mercenary find herself in a place of peace? Oh, in this place of peace. What is this? You wish to obtain permission to gaze upon the astral candescence within the Hall of Binding. I applaud your scholarly curiosity, and I would assist you in this endeavor if I could. However, I must regret to inform you that entry into the hall is forbidden by the Serpent Generals for all but the servants of Valara. Even the Empress herself is not above this law. I'm afraid I cannot help you. I grow weary of these refusals. Oh dear, oh dear. My good knight. former knight. I have forsaken my knightly vows and joined the mercenary ranks. But that is beside the point. There is nothing I would ask you, servant of Valara. There is something I would ask you, servant of Valara. I will endeavor to answer any question, should it be within my power. Is not the Valara philosophy, from the void all things are born, to the void all things return, purported to be the fundamental tenet of existence? Yes, this is so. If all things eventually return to the void, would it matter if that process were accelerated? Sir Ryfall, that is not the intended meaning. Sage Valara, our founder, built his philosophy around the unavoidable destiny that all of creation shares. Then I would ask of you, does the astral candescence interfere with this destiny of which you speak? I shall speak plainly. Reason for answering the Empire's call for mercenaries is simply to help stop this conflict and bring peace to the land. However, the direct cause of the conflict lies in the very object that the servants of Valara go to such great lengths to protect. I wonder if the treasure held by the city is even the object in question. How is it that the great majority of Alzabi citizens know not of this? Your questions and doubts are justified. However, even the servants of Valara do not entirely understand the nature of the astral candescence. Do you still plead ignorance? Very well. But heed my words, servant of Valara. If you keep to your current path, an even greater conflict awaits to engulf you. Do not think that I, Ryfall, will stand by in quiet acquiescence. I occasionally become the target of frustrated questioning by unbelievers. I feel my inadequacy most keenly when I fail to help a soul understand the teachings of Valara. Such trials are part of my never-ending lessons on life. In fact, there was another who came to the temple quite recently, a Yagudo monk. He was possessed of a much gentler mien than the Golden Knight, but his questions were much the same. No matter their agenda, the servants of this temple are always ready to welcome those who express an interest in the teachings of Valara. Sage Valara once said, "I alone do not possess all the answers. Let us ponder the mysteries of the universe together." Shared knowledge is the shortest path to enlightenment. You have come all the way to the capital of a distant nation. Perhaps you should take the opportunity to share your thoughts with others. I'm certain you will find the practice beneficial. I seem to recall talk of the Chararat Tea House becoming a popular gathering place for visitors to Alzabi. Why not start your path to enlightenment there? Alright then, we will head to this tea house. Which, that is down there. Alright. Where am I? Okay, just basically straight south. I believe it's on the upper level. All right. Okay. I just have to enter the tea house. I do not understand. Those curs of Valara, it was just as you described. They did nothing but mock my queries. And he's hanging out with the Agudo, of all things. What am I to do, Gesho? Sir Ryfall, I have acquired some information. The astral wind. I hear these words often on the lips of Alzabi citizens. The astral wind? Yes. This is the name given to the ethereal breeze that stirs the air around the astral candescence. The wind arises whenever the astral candescence is set within its plinth, creating a sweet melody of unearthly timbre. Your description makes this treasure sound more like some fairy's harp. I only repeat what I was told to me by Vana'diel, the band in Walara Temple. Ah, that one. When I pressed him with my suspicion that the astral candescence was the cause of these conflicts, he was not surprised in the least. It makes no sense. I cannot believe the astral candescences were sacrificing the lives of At-Urgan citizens. Could this trinket be the true treasure the Empire seeks to safeguard? Please. With our current meager information, we have nothing more than a meaningless conjecture. We must delve further into the mystery. I beg your leave. I guess so. I would stay away from Salahim sentinels. A friendly Yagudo. You. Aren't you an employee of Salahim Sentinels? Do not tell me that Mithra... Do not tell that Mithra of what you have heard here. So, how much have you learned? Let's go with the temple? Oh, so you knew this as well. The sphere that floats in the center of the temple is called the Gordius. In the ancient past, when the Gordius was unraveled by the sage Valara, it is said that he came to understand the fundamental principle of existence. I guess we'll talk about the Empire. Oh, so you knew this as well. The Empire of At-Urgan is ruled by Anashimera II, the 16th Empress of the Majab dynasty. There are actually two capitals to help govern this immense nation, one in the east and one in the west. As you probably guessed, this western capital is Alzabi, also known as the Imperial Capital. And the Sentinels. Oh, so I'm not the only one who has realized. That company is where I endured the worst insults of my entire life. And then we'll ask about his secret. What is that? My secret? Explain yourself. I am nothing more than a mercenary who has left the life of a temple knight behind him. Sure you are. You are really a Sandorian prince. I, Ryfall, could never be that proud and dignified. You are Prince Tryon. Foolishness. I, Tryon, could never be compared to that... You have me. Tryon the First to Uragail is undone. Urgie? How could you have pierced my disguise? It must be your training as an adventurer. This goes beyond all patience. Now that you know my true identity, you shall pay the price for mocking the prince. I have a task for you. Deliver this letter to Monale Halver in Chateau de Oragail, Guia. Tell him it comes from the famous sage Ryfel. The future of Oregon, as well as the four nations of Altana, depends upon the safe delivery of this letter. You and no other will be personally responsible for its arrival. Fail in this, and you shall never set foot on my nation's soil again. Very well, I can deliver a letter. So, we head to Sandoria. Northern Sandoria, home point 2. Alright, so we need to wait for Halbert to load in. There he is. Oh, 'tis always a pleasure to see you, Tuna. Come, there is something I must give you. The scroll contains the essence of my being, those participating in Trust Initiative. Okay, so he's giving us his cipher. That's fine. Alright, so we talked to him again. Tuna, as you are likely aware, all matters concerning the royal family pass through me. We'll show him the letter. Now, what have we here? A letter with writing so terrible I cannot even read that I am the intended recipient. This carrion worm scrawl, I have seen its like before. The person who entrusted you with this message. The Lord of Illegibility, as I would call him. I'm certain this is from the heir to the throne of Sandoria, the Prince Royal, Tryon de Oragail. I'm going to go with Oragail. I am mistaken, you say? This letter was written by one Sage Ryfal. But this chocobo scratch can only be the work of Prince Tryon. I shall prove it to you. I have long attended to the prince and encountered many opportunities to decipher his unique style of writing. Moment, if you will. Astral Condes, Astral Wand. This truly is atrocious. I have no doubt this letter is from Prince Tryon, but I'm afraid I cannot make out the meaning. Monole Halber, you look troubled. Perhaps I may be of assistance? General Rahal, your offer of aid is most generous. However, you no need to be so humble. You have one of Tryon's indecipherable letters, do you not? How could you know? I have my sources. Some days ago, Prince Tryon abandoned the signing of some official documents. He placed a mannequin in his chair and fled to the chateau in the dead of night. At least it was not a forest hare this time. That is when I had Travialis here shadow the prince's movements. He has had training in the arts of the ninja. Please continue this tale, Travialis. Sir, Prince Tryon has made his way to Mara and passed himself off as an adventurer. Dear Altana, as a member of the royal family traipsing about as an adventurer? The court would be mortified. From there, His Highness boarded a ferry bound for the shores of Ot-Urgen. Ot-Urgen? And then? I quickly slipped aboard as well and guarded the royal person from the shadows. The ferry safely arrived at Al-Zabi, and the prince none the wiser of my presence. After entering the city, Prince Tryon headed straight to a mercenary company and apparently signed some sort of contract. A contract? Really not with his own name. This could escalate into an international crisis. There is nothing to fear on that account. His Highness of the travels the Empire under the assumed name of Raifal. So no one in Al-Zabi is aware of his true identity. I wouldn't say that, my lord. The prince is wearing a suit of gilded gold plate and is not subtle in his information gathering. Great goddess. Then he's not disguised at all? No, my lord. He thinks he is. Come to think of it, I have seen this adventurer's face in the very same mercenary's company. This letter must be the very same document I witnessed in the prince's hand at the Shararat tea house. I am wounded that Prince Tryon does not have more trust in us, his loyal subjects, and I do wish he would act with a little more discretion. That is a matter we shall discuss anon. First, we must learn the reason for Prince Tryon's seemingly frequent trips to the nation of Ot-Urgen. What is the current state of the Near East? Is the prince in any danger? Do not be concerned. I'm sure that Travels has learned much from following the prince. Please enlighten us. Sir, Raifal, Prince Tryon investigated the following facts. 4 years ago, Jalzan, the former emperor of Ot-Urgen, and his wife both succumbed to the same illness. Yes, I remember. The Kingdom of Sandoria sent her condolences. The illness was quite virulent, as I recall. The beastmen who dwell in the western borders of the nation used this as an opportunity to cease offering tributes. What more would you expect from those savages? Though the Empire's long war with the eastern nations was at a stalemate, they could not afford to grow complacent. The main body of the Imperial Army remained focused on the east. Meanwhile, the beastmen of the Mamuljah Savage Lands and Havlung territory unfurled a banner of rebellion in the abandoned Western Front. It was not long after they were joined by an army known as the Undead Swarm. The military might of Sandoria is fully occupied with the Orcish horde alone. If it were 3 separate armies, even a mighty nation like Ot-Urgen must flounder. Of a certain, sir, the capital itself has recently been the target of beastmen invasions. Ot-Urgen now finds herself without the resources to even repair the walls of Al-Zabi. No matter how impressive a swordsman Prince Tryon is, we cannot allow him to remain in such a dangerous place. I must take this matter up with those responsible for protecting the royal household. Bring me General Kurilla. General Kurilla, it appears a member of the Royal Knights has managed to track down the location of our wayward prince. And where, pray tell, would that be? The Empire of Ot-Urgen. Ot-Urgen. The nation recruiting mercenaries? Yes. It stands to reason that the Temple Knight should stand little chance of finding the prince. I seem to recall ordering you to take measures that would prevent this sort of thing from happening again. Am I mistaken? No, Monole Halver. I have been derelict in my duties. It is good that you recognize your failings, but you shall be made to take responsibility for the situation. Yes, my lord. Forgive my directness, Monole Halver, but I feel I must ask. Why would Prince Tryon travel to such a distant land? Does he feel so strongly about the Empire? Prince Tryon visited Al-Zabi once before, when the Emperor was yet hale and healthy. The incident that occurred is most likely connected to all this. However, now is not... Oops. However, now is not the time to be telling tales of the past. This matter has grown beyond the realm of our judgment. We must bring this letter to Prince Puget immediately. And speak of the devil. Prince Puget. What is all this commotion? I like trying to rush off without so much as a word. He has earned a reputation for action before thought. Your Highness, this was a letter we believed to have been painted by your brother. And not painted. Vana'diel may have provided enough keys to unlock this rambling script. This may require some time. There's no need to convene a meeting of linguists, however. Let me see this letter. This time my brother's actions may have a positive side. He writes on the current state of the Empire. We must turn our attention to the Near East, where a battle on the scale of the Crystal War is brewing. I don't know what Vana'diel is happening over there. There is an overwhelming reason for the Beastmen attacks on Al-Zabi. I will read you what my brother has written, word for word. At the center of this conflict is a treasure known as the Astral Candescence. This object emits an enchanting melody unheard by mortal ears. The melody envelops and fills those nearby with a boundless energy, be they person or beastmen. The citizens of Al-Zabi call this melody the Astral Wind. I believe I have come to understand Prince Trian's apprehensions. You are not alone in that feeling. Then we are in agreement. However, have messengers sent to the other nations immediately. We must convene an emergency meeting of the nations. Understood, Your Highness. And the location? The location. Send a request to Juno to secure a meeting room in the Grand Duke Palace. At once. Prince Puget, what shall be done about Prince Trian's frequent excursions outside the kingdom? I do not wish to be rude, but we are all well aware of how the prince reacts to attempts to dissuade him from his course. That is true. Having the heir to the throne playing at being a mercenary will not improve Sandoria's image in the eyes of the world. But the solution is simple. I shall write my brother a letter. A letter, Your Highness? Yes, I have an idea. But I shall need a volunteer to deliver it safely to Al-Zabi. I suggest Vana'diel. He was well versed in the geography of the region. Excellent. Let it be done. I'll not fail you, Your Highness. I thought they were going to give it to me for a second. Your Highness, this is Tuna. She brought Prince Trian's letter back from the Near East. Is that so? I do not approve of my brother's rash actions, but he does have an eye for trustworthy messengers. Tuna, I am sure you are exhausted from your long journey, but your presence will be required in the meeting in Juno. We may have need of your testimony. Tuna, arrangements for the meeting will be made in all haste. Make your way to Juno as soon as your preparations are complete. I never thought the situation would be this grave. Alright. That was a long cutscene. Alright, so we need to head to the palace and Relude Gardens in Juno. Again. But I think we will do that next episode. For now, we'll go ahead and stop here. Let me just get myself teleported to where we're going to be. Alright, so yeah, we'll go ahead and stop here for now, and then we'll go see what's going to be talked about at this meeting when we come back. So for now, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.